star from my table. Now I want to have how many number of people are in GM status, how many number of people are in VP status, how many number of people in AVP status. Okay. For example, let me first update one more record. Okay. Update my table, set designation equal to VP, where EMP ID equal to 103. Okay. I'm just updating one of the records. Now I know there are 2 VPs and 1 AVP and 1 GM. Okay. I manually count. It's very easy for a table which has got less number of records. Just hold on a second. I'll be back. 1 second. Back. Now I want to know how many people are in VP status, how many people are in GM status. I want to get, if the table has got thousands of records, we cannot manually count. Now I say select count star, okay, from my table, right, where designation equal to VP. Okay. Now I do that. It says 2. Like this, I can have a lot of select queries one after the other. Select where designation equal to GM. I can do that, but I want to achieve all of them in a single shot. All I need is designation and its count. VP 2, GM 2, AVP 1. All I need is just that report. I don't want to execute 3 or 4 select statements one after the other. To do that, it's a very simple thing. Okay, now I say select. What do you want? I want designation. Okay, and again you can use count star, or you can say count of the designation by each category, right? Count of the designation from my table. I'm just executing select designation and count of that, but it says not a single group function. Somewhere it says there is no grouping. Grouping meaning VP, group all the VPs, get the count, group all the GMs, get the count. If you want to do that, it's a very simple thing. All you need is in the same select command, add one more class, group by designation. Okay, now see the magic. Look here. I want, what is the designation? I want the count of that, group based on the designation. So VP, it has got 2 records. AVP, it has got 1 record. GM, it has got 2 records. So group by is the other class in select statement. So if you take select statement, select, it has got something called from, it has got where, it has got group by, it has got order by, ascending or descending. Now I want to say group based on the designation where the count of the designation is more than 1, right? For example, here AVP is 1. Now let me just have this same condition. Okay, select designation, count of the designation from my table. Now I say where the count of the designation is more than 1. And then group by designation. So I gave a valid condition, but it says a group function you have given count of designation greater than 1 is not allowed here. Syntax, grammatically, English grammar wise, I don't see any issues, right? Where count of this designation is more than 1, which is valid. But one of the important points in select class is if you are using aggregate function, okay? If you are using aggregate function, for example, I want the designation and its count. If you want some aggregate function, this is an aggregate function. This is a normal column value. If you want to have that way, if you use any aggregate function here along with the column name, you have to necessarily have group by. If you don't give group by, it will give issues like this, syntax error like this. The moment you use a single column and another aggregate function, you must have a group by function. Now, when you group by that, he will go to the table, find out those records which satisfy that group. The next step is if you want to give a condition there. When you are having a group by function and you want to give a condition for that, where count or an aggregate function over here, that cannot appear in where clause, okay? Right? When you are using group function, you need to use another thing, okay? Let me use ed to edit this. When you are using this count designation greater than 1, you cannot give it in where clause, okay? Instead, you need to use something called, another class called having, okay? When you are using an aggregate function over here and that has a condition, you cannot give that in where clause, okay? I need to necessarily use another class called having. The simple concept, if you are using an aggregate function, you have to necessarily use a group by class. When you want to give a condition based on an aggregate function, you need to have having clause rather than where clause. Now you see the designation having count greater than 1, now the AVP equal to 1 is not listed because it doesn't satisfy the condition. So the simple funda behind this select is if you use aggregate function and a normal column, use group by class. If you want to give a condition based on an aggregate function, you cannot use where clause, you must use having clause. Then he will take it. So select contains, I'm just typing select, okay? It's not a simple thing. Select from, it has got where, it has got group by, it has got having, it has got order by, okay? There are so many things within select itself available. Remember, in database, CRUD, create, read, update, delete. Update has got only one thing, right? In update, either you can give a where condition or without a where condition. Whereas in select, it has got a lot of options for you to manipulate data. Is this clear to you all? Can you please raise the hands? Very good. Okay, anyway, I just typed it. I just want to finish that line. So it will give anyway syntax error. Okay. Okay. Great. Now let us move on to the next one. We have seen select, we have seen insert, we have seen update. Now I want to remove a row. Select star from my table. I want to remove a particular record. For example, whose employee ID is 104. I want to remove that record. If you want to remove, you need to use a command called delete. Delete from my table. Don't give just a delete. If you delete from my table, it will delete all the records. So always when you give delete, use a where condition. Where emp id equal to 104. Now it says one row deleted. Select star. Now after 103, only 105 is there, 104 is gone. Delete is another important keyword. Okay. When you say delete, it removes all the records. There is one other command, right? Say for example, if I simply say delete from my table, it says 4 rows deleted. Now if I say select, all the records are gone. So don't give just delete without a where condition. Now let me re-execute this at c:/data.sql, because it's always useful if you have some data in an SQL file, you can re-execute without retyping those commands. That's got 5 rows back. Now if I use truncate table, my table, okay. Now if I say select, no rows selected. So if you use delete from table without a where condition, or if you say truncate, both have the same effect on the table. Okay. So truncate is yet another keyword to delete all the records. Delete, if you want to give a condition, you can always use delete with where. Select, insert, update, delete. These 4 are data manipulation language. They provide all access to the data. Is delete clear to you all? Can you please raise the hand? Okay, great. Okay, one person is asking doubt. What is the difference between drop and delete? Delete meaning you are deleting only the data within the table, but not the table itself. If you say drop, data is also gone, table is also gone. So drop removes the table itself, whereas delete removes the data within the table, right? That is the difference. And delete, you can use where condition, whereas in truncate you cannot give a where condition. So delete, you can selectively delete the records within the table, whereas truncate always deletes all the records in the table, right? Once data is deleted, okay, so again delete to selectively delete, truncate to remove all the data, drop to remove the table itself. This is the difference between truncate, delete and drop. So be careful when you are doing either a delete or a truncate or a drop, because it may lead to unwanted data loss. Now I'm going to do one more thing, right? Let me insert the records, okay, at c:/. There are 5 records now. Now I'm going to do one more thing. Just watch. Select row ID comma star from my table. Okay. Let me say emp id. Look at this. Select row ID comma employee ID. Now when I said row ID, Oracle is displaying some, I think 16 or 20 digit character string 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 18, right? It is showing a string. If you look here, all are unique. All these things are unique. In Oracle database, row ID is an internal column Oracle itself maintains for every row in every table. This row ID is unique for any record within Oracle within that machine. So if at all something happens wrong in the database, the DBS, database administrators, may use the row ID to recover the data or to uniquely identify the data at a later point of time. But from programming point of view, row ID may not be used directly by the programmer or a tester, but for data maintenance, migration, troubleshooting, restoring data, the administrators will be dependent on the internal column given by Oracle itself. So row ID, you cannot modify the row ID, you cannot delete, you cannot update. It is an internal column. You can only see the row ID, but you cannot do anything with the row ID. It is maintained, auto-generated by Oracle itself. Just to recapture today's session, we started with how to use OpenMentor's recorded webinars. Again, all these webinars are provided by OpenMentor with the motto, the whole world can learn for free. Then we talked about, we recaptured the last class. Then we went through aggregate functions, count, min, max, average, sum. Then we went through how to create or send the bulk data using .SQL file. Then we talked about group by class. We talked about alter table, adding a new column, dropping an existing column, renaming a column, increasing the width of the column using alter table command. Then we talked about delete, truncate, delete with where condition, without where condition, truncate. And then we saw having condition with aggregate functions, then row ID, right? This is what we have seen today's class. Now I am open to doubts with respect to today's class. Is the row ID taken from the system? Oracle itself maintains row ID. It's not the operating system that provides. Oracle maintains its own row ID. So Oracle database itself maintaining. Can I undo some delete operation or update operation? We will see that in the next class. There is something called transaction processing, commit and rollback. You can undo some of the operations. We can do that. Someone has asked, can we edit row ID? No, you cannot do that. Okay. Someone has asked how to record the webinar. Audience cannot record the webinars. We, OpenMentor.net, will record the webinars, host it in our site. Okay. If you go to course demos, click on the course demos. There is a link called click here for recorded webinars. You can see from that. Someone has asked, can we use two conditions in a delete command? Yes, we will see the compound conditions in the next class. You can say where designation equal to VP and salary greater than 55. We can do that. We can have compound conditions in delete, select, update everywhere. And someone has asked, is the queries of Oracle and MySQL same. I would say 90 to 95% same. There is something called the ANSI, ANSI syntax. Almost all the SQLs follow that kind of a syntax, but there are 10% variation here and there. But more or less they are same. If you know one database, you can learn the other one pretty easily. Someone has asked, is the download Oracle 10G Express free? Yeah, please refer to www.oracle.com. They have information about how to download 10G Express. Someone has asked, will OpenMentor conduct any interviews on Oracle? Yes, definitely. Next month you can expect interview on Oracle itself. Again, I mean database, okay, not the company. Okay, any other questions? Someone has asked, process of giving bulk data. Put all the commands, insert commands, update commands in a .sql file. From the prompt, say at that SQL file name. That's a simple way. At symbol you have to use. Any more questions for the day? And again, from openmentor.net, we are here to encourage conceptual knowledge of people. Just in the last 4 classes itself, I'm sure that people would have learned at least 30 to 40 keywords. For example, alter table is a keyword, add is a keyword, modify is a keyword, rename is a keyword, truncate is a keyword. So, like that, already you would have got 30, 40 keywords. Over a period of time, you'll be learning most of the keywords so that you can practice on your own. Also, if you have doubts, you can always refer back to our recorded webinars. Every day hereafter, you could see more recorded webinars getting uploaded to openmentor.net site. Okay. Someone has asked, can you suggest any reference site? I would suggest openmentor.net itself is a reference site. You can see PowerPoint presentations, online demos, recorded webinars. That will be good in that. Good. I'm not getting any more questions from the audience with respect to today's portion, right? So I will be stopping the webinar now. We'll meet tomorrow. We'll go further into this one. Okay. Thanks a lot. Good night.